Hello, welcome back from the ad that Twitch decided to run on our channel, by the way. That is our account that's getting an ad. We can't even avoid the ads ourselves somehow. But welcome back. We have another set of Call of Duty match for you. I said set of match singular because we already played the first one. The reason we didn't stream it is because, well, if you didn't notice, it was on the CCL stream. 3-1 for USF, taking down Southern Miss. That is now 3 losses in a row for the Golden Eagles, and it has not been pretty in this second split. They did a lot. They played very well to get to this point in time, but as I had mentioned a couple times before, the competition quality was not very good. Now here in the second split, bad. I'm not going to be nice about it. Simply just bad. I mean, I think that they genuinely have gotten worse every week. Their hardpoint, it looks like they have never played hardpoint before. Their control is fine, but they're relying on Neslos in their series. They're great in S&D. They're fine in S&D. They actually look pretty good in S&D. I don't know how they do. Well, to be fair, you can have 4 S&D players and you're fine. I hope that's not skipping on your end, by the way. It's definitely skipping on ours, but Call of Duty. Welcome to Call of Duty. This game just loves to murder PCs. Now, again, their search is fine. They look solid in search, but you're not going to win a series if you can only win 2-5 because, well, you're sure as hell not getting the 5 if you can't win 1, 2, and 4. So, or sorry, 1, 3, and 4. My bad. But
yeah,
I mean, I know that sounds very harsh from my perspective, but I've coached high school teams of players in Call of Duty that know how to play hardpoint, and you have 4 challengers players and they look incapable of playing together in a hardpoint. That Skyline was hard to watch. I'll be honest with you. That Skyline versus USF was very hard to watch. I literally was seeing 4 players run all on their own, acting as if it was a ranked match. If you want to go play ranked, but you guys got to remember, I mean, if you have the stream on, I'm glad you do, but just remember, you guys still have a team, and to keep myself from not saying explicitives here, you got to get it together, because there's a lot of this season left. You've guaranteed a spot in playoffs. You're very lucky to have done that, because if the current trajectory continues, it's not great. But you got Keiser Navy, who is coming off a series against UCF. Now, they haven't fully reported it, unless if this refresh confirms the series. No, they still haven't reported it. They're in game 3 as of right now. So we don't have it ready just yet. And then we got to do vetoes. I was really expecting them to be out of that series, to be honest with you, and they just aren't. That, or if they are, they haven't reported it fully yet. So still got a little bit of time to go. But I mean, this team has the potential to be very good. This team they competed with UCF when they played them in the first split, and it was a 3-1. They beat them in a search and destroy.
A hard point.
Hard point. Yeah. Sorry, they beat them in map 1. I mean, they had all the reason to beat them in search and destroy as well. Like, this team has the pieces that they need to become a top team like that. And at the moment, they just look like they've inversed everything they've done at the start of the season.
Yeah, no, 100% I agree. I did watch that last series. It was, or that last matchup.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the hardpoint. It was interesting. I think Kawa was like 4-17. It was bad.
The map 1 or
map 1?
Map 1 is 8-22.
Yeah.
That's real kills, by the way. It's not elims. That's real kills. 8-22.
Yeah, it was just not it. And if your team isn't at least like winning half of your gunfights, they got slammed. S&D our Southern Miss squad is historically a search and destroy team. We shouldn't have lost that, and we didn't. But I did not end up watching the 3rd and 4th game because I kind of figured it was going to go a certain way. But, you know.
Now, I think we are going to have to wait for a little bit, way longer than I expected. I really expected UCF to just 3-0 in 20 minutes and be out of there, which, to be fair, they did 6-0 in the search, so that half fits my narrative, but my full narrative has not been met. I'll continue just checking on the series score here while we have the opportunity to, and it was reported 3-2 UCF, so that was a 3-0 in that series, but we still got to do map vetoes in that one, so we'll have to await the results of that veto. So for now, we are going to we're going to toss it to a break for about 10 minutes, and maybe by then we'll at least have an idea of what things are looking like in the sense of the series, because we can probably just do bans at that point.
Yeah.
Or hopefully vetoes are being done over that time, and then we'll be back and hopefully get into the gameplay. It might be longer than 10 minutes, just be aware of that, but thank you guys all for waiting with us, and we'll be back in just a few minutes when we're ready to start off our series. We'll see you in a minute. All right. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. So apologies for how long this timer has been going. I think we're all well aware at this point of how long teams take to veto maps, but we do have a map sets. We do know what we are going to be playing this time around. So map number 1 is going to be a red card hardpoint. Not something that Southern Miss has gotten a lot of experience on in the sense of their match days, but it is something they've been playing a decent bit in the scrims. So a new map added to the pool there. And then we'll head on over to our trip to the vault. That's going to be search and destroy map 2, control map 3, and hardpoint map 4. Vault, vault, vault. Hopefully it's locked down with some very, very tight hatches because they're going to need to be battened down with how many nades, stuns, and guns are going to be running it down on that map. Now on map 5, we've got a proto search and destroy if we do in fact go the distance, which I could see the series getting to. But if it gets to map 5, Southern Miss is absolutely going to take the map 5. I don't care what your map records are in search. This Southern Miss team is very, very solid in the mode. Now, getting there is going to be a different story. It's going to be a bumpier ride. I don't know where they break through here on the hard points. Red card is a very fundamental map, and if that skyline was an indication, they might as well just forfeit the map at that point because it would be a near 250 to 20. And I sincerely, like, I know I'm talking a lot, but like, I mean this in the most sincere way possible. I hope they can bring it together. Hope they can really figure things out in between the series here because there is the opportunity to do so. They just need to figure things out on their perspective. But we have the game here, map number 1. It is going to be Keiser Navy and Southern Miss taking each other on here. And Keiser coming off a loss to UCF, but who knew? UCF was a good Call of Duty team. They're like 23rd right now. And for Southern Miss, they will simply be awaiting next week as well after they finish up here. But map number 1, red card has started on out. We're going to hop on board with Rain, who is going through top ticket the Zodi as well. We are switching at lightning pace to players. Wow. Rain, though, is going to be the one in Hill. Osiris finds a 2-piece. Rain, though, is the one collecting time. That's what matters more than just the kills. Number 4, though, sadly, has rotated through ticket. I see a bunch of TMNT skins. We've got the entire Ninja Turtle roster here ready to go, and there are 4 of them, and there are 4 players, so I theoretically, they could all run it, but I don't think they are.
They probably,
These
more
skins
than
are $20
likely
a piece.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how expensive those skins are. But so far, Southern Miss doing really good. Keiser just got their first point on the board, but sadly, it looks like it's about to be taken over as Southern Miss is quickly dominating the field. Takes out one. Osiris is gone. It's only Zodi, and he's out. Sadly, he's trying to jump on the point, but Southern Miss has spawns for this next P2, and they're looking pretty good. And I say that, but Keiser spawns out, and however, Southern Miss playing this beautifully.
Yeah, and I will say the rotation was all right there, and you can actually force these players to continue spawning in the back and hold them there. It's kind of the same story with P3 after we get through this one, and well, they at least look good for now. Zodi had every reason to get the kill and decided, it's not my time, I'll wait for it later in the map to get kills, but sadly has recovered it for Keiser. I just realized both teams are also Eagles again. How many this happens a lot, like way more often than it should. I mean, they had to have heard me yapping. I really hope they did because I know they genuinely respect my opinion, and my opinion is usually correct. I hate to sound like I have an ego, but I know Call of Duty. I've been in the scene for almost 10 years. I know what I'm talking about. So glad they are at least figuring things out here. Rotated on over to P3 and holding the spawns is Southern Miss. Number 6 also on the minimap is going to be a key player in this pinch. As long as everyone on the hill can stay alive, Orbsy is the one confiding in that job right now, and number 6 gets across the entire map without seeing a soul. So actually Kawa doesn't have to do a single thing, but now is going to be holding the front, dies immediately, and sadly though is traded out. Just trades abound for the entire round, and 30 seconds left on the clock. Southern Miss have brought it back for at least a moment here in Hardpoint, but they're gonna need to break out of this light spawn trap. I say light because there's not a lot of forces ready to pin it down. Kawa will slide in and grab this remaining time, and actually it's going to be bumped over to Orbsy's way. Osiris has a lot ahead of him, does take out Strahan. Now looks for another. Southern Miss, though, are not going to have the rotation going into stage.
No, not at all, but I will say Southern Miss is doing great on kills right now. Orbsy 8-3, Kawa 8-5, Rain 7-7, and Strahan 5-9. While Keiser's Zodi's sitting 4-9, Osiris 10-6, Icy 7-7, and Sadly is 4-6. And what it looks like right now is Keiser's going to take control of this hill. Sadly's the only one there, sitting there in the underneath spot, getting pinched, takes out Orbsy, but Kawa gets the trade, and they will take the point now, 101-35. Kawa just needs to play this pretty well. Zodi knows he's there, but doesn't want to take the chance at shooting through the under to try and get him. Kawa just going to lay down there, and Ice is trying to rotate, gets two, and does manage to get Orbsy. However, Kawa is still just underneath, getting pinched, and he will be taken out. Only 10 seconds left on this hill. Southern Miss are going to look to rotate to P4, I think. Yeah.
Actually, sorry, P5. My bad. Regardless, I am looking over towards the direction of Zodi at the moment, sitting at 5-12. Not having a good game at the moment. Going to need to step things up for Keiser if they want to take this map, but they are getting decimated. Southern Miss have relearned hardpointing in the span of 20 minutes, so I'm quite impressed by that. But hey, they are looking great here on red card. I mean, they have been holding spawns. Sadly, finds two, the third being a teammate. So it is a 2v2 in the front of the hill here. Keiser not out of it yet, though. They need to just get about 50 to 80 more points on this in general, I should say, and they will be roughly back into this game. But Ice has tried to get two, only finds one. Southern Miss, though, at least keeping most of this hill white. And this is one of those hills, it's kind of similar to a P1 where it's going to be white so often. I mean, you can see how open it is. It is just terrible to sit in there because you are probably dead quite quickly. Zodi, though, has started to bring things back, now sitting at 7-14 rather than the 4-12 stat line we saw earlier. So at least trying to get back onto the board, but still having a bit of a rough time. You're down by roughly 70 points as well if you are Keiser. Now into our second rotation of hard points. Keiser has gotten the initial time, but that initial time only being about 3 or 4 seconds. For Southern Miss, they need to be careful here. They don't want to let this spiral because you do see the spawns for P2 are in favor of Keiser once again, and you need to be very, very careful allowing that to happen, because if you're not going to hold them inside their spawn, then you're simply not going to get much time. You're not even going to be able to contest, and that's what you're seeing happen right now, and it's going to get scary here in the next couple of hills for Southern Miss.
Yeah, Keiser playing this map control beautifully. They're already set up for P2, Ice being up there in the point. Zodi trying to hold off Kawa from that DJ booth, and we will see that they now will. Orbsy managed to take out Zodi, and it's just Ice up there as Kaiser's now spawning out. Southern Miss with the spawns will take this first point. Strahan looking for Sadly up at the top, doesn't see him as he's behind the bar, but I mean, so far, Southern Miss playing this beautifully. Orbsy gets taken out, and Zodi takes out one from long, and that's the entire hill cleared for Keiser, and they will take it over.
That's a huge break, too, because if Southern Miss is able to get the rest of that time, that puts them a little bit over 200 seconds in the hill. And at that point, you almost are at a lost cause, especially because you were not even breaking the 100-point mark. But now you are in the driver's seat, at least for the rest of this time. Orbsy had a good play at the initial start of the hill where he ended up going on a full pinch, and it worked out quite well. It gave him a lot of time in the hill to start things out, but they got broke quite quickly too. Now you have a rotation over to P3. Zodi is 16-17. It's almost like the start of this map has been completely erased. Southern Miss had a huge lead, and they've essentially blown it, especially now that you're looking at this rotation all the way across the map. The only player in position once again is Orbsy. Now, he may be able to sneak by a couple here, and if he can get a kill in the back, that's a massive one-on-one for Orbsy, and Strahan is rotating here as well. Or sorry, Rain is rotating here as well. Huge rotation for Rain. Now, Orbsy and Rain can get in the time, them and start collecting, but the spawns are still in the back, and this is actually somewhat ideal for Southern Miss. If you can hold them in the back here, it's quite easy to spawn trap on this one specifically while still grabbing time, but you've ended up losing all your forces, and that's going to be another 30 over to Keiser, and if they can get this full time, then they will be able to bring this game fully back.
Yeah, no, 100%, but Kaiser's playing this beautifully. They are getting a ton of trades, but all in all, Kaiser's working this point amazing. Kawa will get one, but I mean, really, it doesn't matter. 10 seconds left, and Kaiser's already rotating to that next point, and they're gonna have immediate map control. As we see, there are 2 on point, sadly being underneath, with Zodi being on top, and that is Ice holding off the bushes right there. We'll try and get sightline on Strahan or Kawa. However, nothing happening. We will see Orbsy gets taken out. Strahan gets Osiris and Ice. Kawa takes out, sadly, and there's only one left. It's just Zodi. Zodi is on the top of the point. Should get taken out here very quickly. Rain does manage to nab him. Rain getting another. Does he see? Sadly, does take him out. Rain's doing beautifully right now, actually. 3 streak for him. If they could get a Hellstorm, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, Hellstorm's about 7 kills, so you got a little bit yet for Rain, but in this position, you're not in a too bad of a spot. The 200-point mark has been eclipsed. It looks like there's a very large potential for that early lead to realistically be the difference maker in how Southern Miss could win here on this map. And to be honest with you, it has been getting a little bit close. They've been giving up a lot of extra time, but now we head on over to P5. Orbsy was rotated well, doesn't get much out of that though, and now you're going to see a good clear for Keiser, at least for the most part. Strahan looking to get it a little bit mixing. He's doing at least enough to keep them off of the time for the moment. Will get taken down. Now Southern Miss are stuck in the spawn trap. They got to find a way to break out, and you would typically send a player all the way out through where 6 was going, where 7 was going, but Zodi holding it off, gets 2, looking for a 3rd, has backed down though. Keiser have a very good setup here, and they're looking to get nearly a full 60 on this P5.
Yeah, 100%. Rain did manage to take out that one player. Kawa is now wrapping. Orbsy will find one, will not. Kawa will get the second one, and just missing shots. What are you doing? Kawa will manage to take the point though. 2 players just run up, take it right back, and Southern Miss are gonna have to set up for P1 now.
Yeah, this is a lot closer of a game than what you may have expected towards the start, but Southern Miss are still, again, they are keeping Keiser at arm's length, and that's all you need to do, especially on a map like Red Card where you have 2 or 3 money hills on the map. It's quite easy to get like a solid bit of time at 1 hill, at 2 hills, and that's how you're going to win these types of maps. You're seeing Rain just flying out through mid, knows he just needs to keep the pressure on, and he is typically the fastest player on this team, and he is the one usually holding you in your spawn. Now with 2:30 on the board, Southern Miss are in prime position to close this one down. Ice and Zodi really the last players left, and that's a chow I'm not a huge fan of, but regardless, Rain will pick it up for just a couple of seconds. Now if you're Keiser, you've eclipsed 200 yourselves. This P2 is where it's going to come down to, and you can see 3 Southern Miss players on the minimap have rotated for P2. This is a massive kill as well for Strahan. Has another one ahead of him, just holding him away, and Southern Miss have rotated for P2, but do they get the read on where these players of Keiser are at?
I do not think they do, as there are Keiser players everywhere, and they will get one. Ice just needs to find Kawa, sadly almost losing that gunfight. So far, neither team has managed to get on the point, and Southern Miss will prevail here. However, Orbsy, the only one there, trying to get back up from his teammates. Strahan finds Osiris. Does he find, sadly, right there? Ice will take one out. Rain with the trade, and I'm pretty sure that's a wrap from Orbsy. Actually, did they spawn there?
They did, and I think they did at least. I didn't get a good look at it, but now with 2:46, you only need 4 seconds. You have to be perfect if you're Keiser, and you are not. Sadly, last player in position to contest. 3 for Kawa, 1 for Orbsy, and that is map 1 for Southern Miss. And hey, like I said, if they focused on the rotations, if they focused on the spawns, they would win the map. And it looks like they may have heard me talking shit.
Yeah, they played that beautifully. I'm pretty positive that everyone went positive.
It was quite close. I will say, though, it's not a huge deal in the stats. We can watch the play. It'll pull up the scoreboard after. Don't you worry there, production. But Kawa 31 and 23 on the map. There you can see the full stats as well. Orbsy 24 and 28, 26 and 31 from Rain. Again, look at the hill times though. There's only, sadly, had 2 minutes in hill, and the rest of his team 30-ish seconds. Look at everyone on Southern Miss, especially Kawa 142. A much more collective map. Something that I was kind of annoyed with was also watching players solo chow hill all the time. It felt like they knew where each other were at. So if you don't know from a player perspective, the minimap in the top left of your screen or wherever you put it, because you can actually customize it now, but wherever you put it, it shows where your teammates are at, right? It shows them as little blue arrows or whatever color you make it. And it felt like that was completely disregarded and only red dots were cared about on that minimap for Southern Miss in that USF series. And I mean that across pretty much the entire thing, not just in the hard points, but things have calmed down, and honestly, even last week, it was kind of a problem too. I'm glad to see that they have at least have brought things back together in that red card hard point. They haven't been playing it a ton either. That's the crazy thing. They haven't really been playing it a ton. So I'm impressed to see them pull it out there, especially looking at the red card record for Keiser. They were 3-0 on the map, so that's a big pick there to get. Now that's the second series in a row they challenged a team in hardpoint on their best map. In the USF series, they picked Hacienda hardpoint, which USF was 5-1 on, and they ended up not barely. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong map, but they ended up losing like 100-point club losing. This time around though, looked pretty good. So we'll see if the S&D is even better as Vault S&D is looking to go their direction. Now we will be heading on over and hopefully collecting some money over at the vault because that door is blown wide open and we'll have to find out if there's potential for a 3-0 sweep now for the Golden Eagles. Vault S&D currently for Keiser, they are sitting at 2-4. That's their most repped map. We'll have to find out if they end up taking this one.
Vault S&D is atrocious.
It's so bad, man. It's so bad. I don't like it.
The majority of teams just bang out A and plant immediately and then just sit there because what are you going to do realistically?
Even go watch Pro League 2, go watch CDL. It's the same. Vault S&D is the same round for however many rounds the game goes on for.
Yeah.
You bang out bottom A, and then you plant the you plant the spike, you plant the bomb, you plant the diffuser, whatever you want to call it, whatever game you follow, and then you wait inside the vault in the water and hope you don't get athlete's foot first.
Basically, the only realistic way to stop that is if you throw nades over the tower into the pool where people will jump, and even then they might not even jump. They might go straight mid, hop down in the hole, and then run over to bomb. There's just so many ways to get into A, and once you have A locked down, you're just not getting in. Also, I would like to say they are all in different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skins.
Dude, it's so cool. I love the turtles, dude. Now, Vault S&D, looks like Southern Miss hasn't even played it in series yet, which I did not realize. But yeah, welcome to Vault S&D. You've seen the exact normal play. Kawa, though, got a really early first blood, and A was not actually the bomb wasn't planted by Zodi, so Southern Miss can at least make something of this. And look at Strahan. He looked so confused there for a second. He was like, wait, why is he there? As it is a trade out for one. Ice playing it like it's hard point. Osiris last man up for Keiser. 1-3, and Kawa finds 2. Maybe the third. I didn't quite get to see who got that final kill there, but I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised with the way that Keiser decided to play that. Bok, Rain coming around the corner. Good start to the day for him.
Yeah, there was a point where Orbsy looked over the ledge, and you could see Zodi right there, and he just didn't shoot.
At the diving board?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like, if I'm seeing that, I think I'm seeing ghosts because I'm like, why are you there? Like, literally, what are you doing? Now, the bomb will be grabbed this time by Rain, and he is literally the only player who has planted, I believe, for Southern Miss. I could be wrong, but it's very close to, I think the collective rest of the team has maybe 1 or 2, which is ridiculously insane.
Yeah,
but
Rain always picks up bomb. It's just his thing. Whenever I'm spectating, you always go Rain on offense because he will always pick up bomb. And you will see here, Southern Miss immediately planted A, and they'll just look that long hallway or look top pool. I'm sure that they have
Look
one.
at 5 too. 5 is all the way in the back spawn. That was Orbsy. He had a big role though in order to stopping that push. At least takes a bit of time off the clock, but not a lot. Now with just 17 seconds, so you got to fly in if you're Keiser, and this is the exact situation you want. But Strahan going to find one, although the other 2, 3 go in the way of Keiser, and that is the caveat of Vault. Can you get the trains? Can you just bang it out and get all 3 kills? Well, you see there, Keiser, I mean, collapse immediately. It's not very easy to commentate this map because it's kind of like, it's very, very hard to talk about that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like that, you see the kill feed. It happens so fast, and it's like, oh, well, that's it. That's the round.
Yeah. If Rain would have gotten that kill, they probably would have won that round because they only had like.
Well, if Orbsy gets a kill in the back, then the round's over.
Then the round's over.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
I do like the roster cohesion for Keiser. I'll be so real. I love that. I love the cohesion. Everyone's on a different Ninja Turtle. Look, they all are using the same like weapons and everything. It's so cool. Now you're seeing their inverse of what we just saw. It's going to be Keiser playing the bomb this time, but it is a 3v3. Make that a 2v3, sadly. Flying through the map, and now may have a one-on-one here with Strahan if he gets the sight line, but Strahan, good turn there. Gets a lot of nice shots down range. Now it's down to Rain and Strahan to push through onto the A site. 25 seconds, so you got a bit of time to go through, but it's Zodi and Osiris on the other end.
Yep, you see Zodi. Zodi's low. This would be a perfect time to jump. They're both low. Stunned out.
Nade won't find anyone, but they don't have the time for this. They need to go on the defuse as they did get both kills, and I saw Rain slide a little too far, and you can see him kind of try to go back, and he just can't, but does get the defuse with 1.4. You need 7.5 to defuse, by the way. If you were unsure of how much time it takes in competitive Call of Duty, in pubs it takes 5, but here in comp it takes 7.5. Regardless, though, you see the bang out, get the kills. Sorry for repeating ourselves a lot with that term. That's the only way to put it realistically.
Yeah.
And Rain and Strahan, the collective for both, not a single player falling there for the 2v2. And these, I also had heard Strahan is apparently a gunfight champion, multi-time gunfight champion. So this 2v2s maybe just his thing.
Yeah, I also heard that earlier whenever Robot was talking to us. That doesn't surprise me. I'll be completely honest with you.
The only difference is like you get random guns and not this. But I mean, the 2v2 strats are still there. Mm-hmm. And look at this. Who could have guessed? It's on the A site.
Yeah, I mean, you have Orbsy sitting out there at Palms waiting for someone to chow. He will chow. Osiris does manage to pick it up. Sadly, not anywhere near. You will see Zodi is going to try and wrap around pool, gets picked off by Strahan, and Orbsy's just in the back. There's 2 people there. Can he pick them both off?
I mean, he's doing just enough anyways. He's just wasting so much time, and that's how you play your life if you are wondering exactly how that works. Strahan also stayed, I thought he was going to stay alive for a little bit longer. Now, this is where it gets a little sketchy towards the end of the round, 7.5 on the clock, but you cannot defuse, sadly. I was going to say, do you remember the number, buddy? It was about 6 seconds that were on the clock, but sadly has escaped. Also on a 3 streak. Kills, though, aren't going to matter, at least for the time being. 3-1, Southern Miss.
Yeah, it's pure peak that Southern Miss won that defensive round, or the other round. That was an attacking round, and you'll see Rain and Kawa take the same way. Remember earlier when I was talking about how you can just throw nades over the building and hit into the pool? They take that top cat route to kind of dodge that so that, you know, you don't get hit by the nades. And Zodi doesn't do the same thing. Will kind of stand on the outside. Osiris will find Rain, though, and it is looking not so good for Southern Miss right now, as you do have Ice sitting in the back. We'll try and rotate out Orbsy, looking for anything. Strahan will find Osiris, though.
This is an interesting setup here from Keiser. I don't really like it because you got 3 players spread so far across the map. You're getting picked off one by one. Although Ice has taken a huge one on Kawa, it is down to a 2v1 though. 20 seconds on the clock, and Zodi,
You jump in.
sitting at 0-4, needs to find 2 in order to make this round his, or just get the kill on the diffuser, and does find the first. Orbsy gonna have to just fly out, and look at that. It's a 2-piece. Zodi coming in clutch, no kills until that round, so getting 2 big ones, takes out Orbsy, who flies out first, and then Strahan unable to confirm it, just sliding a little too far past there, and it will be now a 3-2 scoreline here on Vault.
Yeah, Zodi surprised. I saw him jump out of that bottom with the bomb and rotate around, and I thought it was a stupid decision. But hey, I mean, it worked out for him, and it is going pretty good for them right now. Still 3-2, and Southern Miss is attacking. I wonder what bomb they're gonna go for. It's the same plant as always.
Yeah, because you get here. Another reason for this is you get here faster than the defense does, and that's a big reason to why you're gonna see the plant here all the time. Welcome to Vault Search and Destroy. Orbsy, though, a huge first blood now. He gets to fly all the way back to the spawn, and they're going to have to hunt him down first if they want to confirm this round. But Kawa gets caught trying to rotate. Orbsy, though, a huge trade. Now going to spot Ice in the back of the map. Gets another massive kill. That's going to be the round. 1v3 for Sadly, and just at least takes out Orbsy, stops the streak there. Not enough time, though, to get these other 2 players. Strahan going to win the gunfight. Makes it 4-2. Southern Miss, again, just like the hard point, keeping Keiser at arm's length. And that's how you win maps. That's how you win games. That's how you win series.
Yep, Strahan absolutely cooking. Wins that gunfight with Sadly. And, I mean, what do you say? Now, they realistically can just keep playing it, trading 1 for 1, 1 win for 1 win, because they're going to win. And whenever they play attacking, it's just a bang out. That's all you do.
They can I at least see someone fake it out on B? Like give me a couple stuns over at B. Throw two players out there.
They're not gonna do that.
But no, we are just running down A and dying. Although 1-for-1 trade. Make that a 2-for-1 as Southern Miss have the bomb, and it has not been planted. So this round's looking like it's diddly done. Orbsy, Kawa, Strahan all ready to go into the back of the map as they've cleared everything else out, and they know exactly what to wait for, especially when that bomb is down. 50 on the clock, though, so you got some time to work with for Keiser. They're going to need to start soaring down the map if they want to have a chance here. They are at least working together, too, but it's going to just have to be a cowabunga into the vault in order to make it in favor of themselves. But now that you've been spotted, you are probably cooked, and I don't think turtle tastes too great.
Not that I've ever tried turtle stew, but, you know, I mean, Osiris could potentially do this. He does find one. He doesn't know where the other 2 are, but take a guess, Osiris. Come on now.
Discipline is at least here for Southern Miss, and Orbsy on the boxes in the pool. Who put those boxes there? Why? I understand the vault got blown up, but who just placed 2 crates here? Were they trying to put them into the vault and then forgot you can't just go in there without a giant hole in the wall like you see there? What's the point of that?
No,
Now it is 5-2. Southern Miss, 1 round away for making it a 2-0 series, heading into the vault control. Wooden spoon for Rain, looking to maybe beat down 1 or 2 players. Of course, it has a couple pixels on it, too. If you remember the skin that he runs, it's the giant chicken. Well, not the giant chicken that you're thinking of, but a chicken that's very pixelated.
Yeah, I mean, Southern Miss has ran the same thing every single defensive round, or offensive round, and I feel like Keiser has not adjusted at all. Now, they do take out 2 of our Southern Miss players with the trade on 1, which, from my knowledge, Zodi's been really good. He did manage to win the 1v2, but Ice is their top frag. I'm pretty sure right now. Or Osiris is 6-6. Ice is 5-6. As the scoreboard's obviously broken.
Just hit this together, guys. What are we doing? All right, now they made it a 2v1, but there's not a lot of time. Kawa can't get the second kill, and just barely, with about 2-ish seconds left on the clock, you're going to have a defuse there. Sorry, 3 seconds actually, and now it is 5-3. Still in favor of Southern Miss. Still only need 1 round, but I mean, that got a little sketchy there for Keiser. I would have liked to see them hit it out a little more collectively. You saw the first player drop down and take a one-on-one, which is basically like tossing a coin and hoping it lands on heads in 7 straight times in a row. And for that time, you drew tails. In round number 9, you've got Southern Miss back on the defense. And Keiser, again, just probably going to go to all reliable. Who knew? Like, can we get like a fake onto B or something, dude? Like, can we get any strat at all? All right, there goes a trophy. There goes a flash. Or sorry, not a flash, a stun. Sadly, though, we'll get first blood onto Kawa. Rain tries to activate and fly through. Ends up getting cut down again, though. That's going to be sadly getting that one. Bomb has been planted. 4-1. It's going to be 5-4 here in just a little bit. Strahan, last player left alive, sitting at 9-5. Not having too bad of a map himself, but got to get an ace and a defuse if you want to win this round. And the first one, it's going to be the one to take you down.
Yep. But they are on attack now, and just hit A. I don't think they're going to run B because there's always someone in top gold.
I know. Top art, yeah.
Yeah. It's just not happening.
No, I know. But, like, throw some stuns, throw a shoulder or two, man. Like, it goes genuinely, like, it goes a long way. Like, I know this isn't like Modern Warfare 2, like not last year, like, or sorry, not 2 years ago, but like Modern Warfare original 2, where you can like throw smokes and stuff and like really fake out sites. But come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's going to be a full fly onto B. Orbsy all the way out towards P2. Rain now getting the plant down. And I'm not a huge fan of Keiser just always letting this plant go down. It feels like they know exactly what's happening and they just decide to be patient on it, which isn't the end of the world. But look at number 6, all the way behind number 2 there. And that was Kawa first blood, trying to find the kill in mid, but will not. Osiris on a 5 spree, but the streak may not matter if you can't win this round here. Orbsy gets pinched out in the back of the map. Now you got a 2v3 again onto the site. And this is like, I feel like I've seen this exact round 4 separate times now. 2v3 for Southern Miss. And that's going to be this time, though, finally going the way of Southern Miss. You have drawn the tails, and that is the final kill. Southern Miss, 6-4. And they will make it a 2-0 series. And me, oh my. Oh, man, they finally win that 2v3, and it feels like I saw that exact scenario play out 5 separate times. I swear, I saw it the same thing.
What is this, Infinity War? I went through 4 million iterations of this exact reality.
That's what Vault Hardpoint or Vault Search and Destroy feels like every time. Like, at least in the pros, they like throw a shoulder at B. They throw a guy out mid or something, dude. Like, no, we just every round is just both teams 4-stacking A on offense and doing nothing else, which, to be fair, I understand because it's the whole point of the map. But like, jeez Louise, fellas.
It's just ridiculous. Vault S&D is the worst S&D map, I think, ever.
Brought out the graph paper for today. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that.
Too bright.
The lights.
Wider than our skin. You can see it on the back, but you can't see it on the front.
Yeah, you can't see the pencil. There you go.
There you go.
I brought out the graph paper for today. I got to calm down on filling out my notebook. That thing was expensive, dude. We will head into a vault control, though, for map number 3. If you're looking at the side of Keiser, they are 4-0 on vault control. So, well, they certainly know how to play control.
You're about to take an L, though. That's all I'm going to say.
You're saying that's going to be 4-1. Actually, they may be 4-1. I forget what map they played UCF on. I think it was Vault, but they went to round 5. Almost every single control, by the way, they've gone to round 5. These guys are round 5 Reapers. They also are 7-4 overall on the mode, so take that as you will.
Okay. Yeah. Volt control, basically almost the same thing as Volt S&D. You just hit A.
It's a little different. You at least don't just sit in the same position on map. You send someone on defense, you send a guy top art, you send it one top bridge, and then you get 2 players hitting out the middle of the map usually. And to do that, you'll just have to, we'll have to find out though. Some teams do pull out some different strats on attack. It really just, I think the first round you kind of go with your default, which is different for certain teams. But after that, you adjust. I'm a big guy of going out, sending one top third on the spawn building, and then you hit out towards, have 2 go out towards mid, but they cut into B. I like going B first. B is not very hard. I was gonna say a very hard point to capture. It is relatively hard. It is the harder point of the map, but to capture. But that's not saying much considering how how much easier A is to capture than B when you consider it all. But we'll have to find out how Southern Miss decides to handle this. I don't know if they're going to be on offense or if they're going to be on defense first. We'll find out in just a moment here. Now, if we do end up going to that map 4, that is a vault hard point. 1-1 for Keiser, and then that Proto Search and Destroy. I mean, the Proto Search and Destroy is going to go Southern Miss's way. I think at this point, they've guaranteed themselves a series victory at this point. No matter how that goes, whether it's in 3, whether it's in 4, whether it's in 5, somewhere they are winning this series. But it really just sums up to what map they feel like winning. Yeah.
I mean, basically, this could go either way for this Volt control. Volt is just an awful map. Take it out.
I don't think it's awful. I just don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it for hardpoint.
I agree with the hardpoint one.
Hills 2 and 4 though are so obnoxious. Like if you just get the rotation and you send 2 players that are not already dead, you literally just hold the hill for 60 seconds for free. It's kind of fun.
It's crazy. But we will be getting this game going, and it will be Keiser on offense for this first little match.
First round. And look at this. Look at the defense. They're going to send 2 mid, 1 top bridge, and 1 over towards top art. It's almost like control is so simple. Strahan, though, the first blood. Now looking for the second. Ice will pick it up. Kawa, though, with a trade onto Osiris. So you've got actually 3 dead now for Keiser just for a moment, though. The third had spawned up basically right as the others had died. Now, though, it is a little bit sketchier. Orbsy going to try to hold the spawn. Here comes Southern Miss. Now, they know they don't need to get too aggressive because it's going to force the spawn a little bit too far forward. They're just trying to hold them towards this P2 area of the map. Palms, though, is going to be where we see Keiser elect to go. Ice only finds 1, gets caught reloading. Osiris, again, a 1-for-1. You are not going to get very far, though. You're down to 40 seconds now. Rain all the way back in spawn. I didn't even notice that. Zodi and Osiris, though, have brought it open. They find 2, make that 3, so they can go and capture A, at least a tick or 2. But Southern Miss are looking to fill. Strahan has found 2, has found 3. Huge clear for Strahan. Doesn't give an inch over to Keiser. They only get a tiny bit of progress, but that's not going to matter when it doesn't stick. Number 8, Orbsy, all the way over towards B, finds the first kill. That's a massive one. Now can pinch here with number 5. That's Rain, and they will again stabilize. 19 seconds left, 15 to 22 in lives, and Southern Miss look pretty solid here on the defensive half. I mean, Strahan is chasing in their spawn, although 3 have just charged onto A. Rain trying to play his life, does get 1. Kawa helps out for another. Can you get a tick here if you are Keiser? That's going to be at least kind of helpful if you can make it to that round 5. But it's looking like the timer's going to run out before a single tick is captured, and that is the round. Huge defense for Southern Miss.
Southern Miss absolutely destroying the competition. They didn't even get a single tick off. They were close on A once, and that was it.
That's how you hold a team in their spawn for 2.5 minutes. Good stuff there from Southern Miss. I mean, it had the default cut strat off rip, and it paid dividends. And after that, I mean, they simply just got to run it forward and hold down L stick. I almost said L trigger, but you don't want to do that. That's just going to hold your ADS, and you're going to walk significantly slower. Southern Miss, though, going to 3-hit into the middle of the map. Now they're going to stack because they've gotten double kills. 28-30 there in your life count. And we see, sadly, down low in the vault, 0-5, not having a good time right now. Didn't find a kill in that first round, and look at that. A has been captured. It's almost like a blink and you miss it type moment. Southern Miss now can rotate on over to B, and I mean, at this rate, they're nearly already confirming themselves a round 5 defense, which is quite preferable on this map. Rain is the one currently on the point, getting the capture. Orbz not going to be able to find any extra help on the outside. Ice will have to pull out the pistol, but Zodi going to take him out with the car. Have you heard of the Optic van? That certainly is the Optic SUV at that point. Actually, the Optic Jeep, I apologize. The van a little bit further back. Rain, again, pushed up here. Lives are basically even now, though, which is at least a little bit more helpful considering how the round started, but you are still getting slayed out here. Look at Strahan. He is literally in the spawn of Keiser. Gets found out, though, over towards top P4, top art, now being captured by them. The first tick onto B does come through. Sadly, looking to reverse his fortunes, does find another kill there. Throws down the trophy for good measure. Kawa has to go for a pinch. Does find the first. Does he get shot in the back? He does. Osiris gets the timing from top bridge. Now he's going to push all the way back into the spawn, but Strahan is actually aware of that. Zodi struggling right now to find where he can rotate to that won't be into a Southern Miss player. That's going to be a first tick of progress over at B. I thought they had it, but I guess not quite. They do confirm it there. Strahan now on the point here. Tries to get that second. Doesn't, just barely not getting it. Rain, though, will be able to slide in and confirm it. Now one more tick of your Southern Miss, and you will have the round. But you may end up getting the kills first. Rain on a 5 spree and still going. And actually, you do get that 6th tick. 1 round, and Southern Miss are done and dusted with this series. Wow.
Yeah.
Looked like a completely different team from the past week and a half.
Yeah, no, this team, I will say, on Control has grown so much since that first game that we watched them.
I agree. They actually learned how to stack. And to be fair, they probably just got annoyed with however many people talk to them over the days and be like, can you guys stack? It's like watching Optic play Control since Black Ops 4. They've had like 8 different teams since Black Ops 4, and every single time they do not play Control correctly. They just don't stack ever. And I'm like, guys, you have had like 15 different players and you still have not learned how to stack. What are we doing?
Yep. But so far from what I've seen in this Control match, you could say that Southern Miss has this under control.
Absolutely.
As there is no way that they're going to be losing this. I mean, because from what I saw in that first match, which Southern Miss really didn't give them a chance to, Keiser doesn't stack very well. I mean, look at this. They've got 1 on the point, instantly taken out, and
They got a tick.
they did get a tick.
It's more than they had in the first round.
They could have had more, however.
Oh, shots from Orbz looked a little shaky there. We might want to make sure the building's not too windy indoors. Kawa will have to try and cover for him. Rain finds that player in the back spawn. Good work counting the kills to make sure you had everyone accounted for. I should say watching the kill feed's probably a better way of wording that one. 3 though down for Southern Miss. Now Strahan has a lot of pressure to hold off on his hands. Rain going to try to get over towards B. Not expecting that player to be there. Kawa will take down, sadly, Osiris getting a trade onto Orbz. So a lot of trades going down at the moment. Kawa is filling over towards A. Second tick is nearly captured if you're Keiser in this position. Kyle will get taken down now. That will be the second tick of progress. They should at least get this capture onto A. You can see them double stacking it now. And look at Orbz from up top. Not going to get the kills. And even if he did, I don't think it would have mattered. I think the cap still would have came through. But you pay in the life count. You are now down 5 lives. You got a minute and a half to at least get the capture onto B. Although you may end up running out of lives before that happens. Strahan on a 5. Still running it down as well. Orbz, a lot of shots down range. Should be able to have Kawa help him finish that kill off. And it looks like Strahan going to get cut down in the spawn. Orbz still the only one remaining. And Rain sitting over in towards mid, 18-8, having a heater at the moment. Osiris falls to Osiris gets Orbsy down 12-15. They've brought it back, make it 12-14. So the life count is again near even. 50 seconds now on the clock. And if you are Keiser, you have a lot of map control. You can start holding these players of Southern Miss in their spawn. Someone needs to take a route. That's what Strahan's going to try to do, but gets caught. It's not going to work out for him. Kawa has slid onto the objective. And what is our teammates calling out the Palms players because there was 2 of them. And now you can see number 1 has a huge power position. You need to get this player out of top art. Actually, they're still sitting in the back. And so Cyrus, Rain not gonna win the gunfight just yet. Progress is being taken on the B while it's going down. There are 3 players stacking that. You gotta go. And it looks like it's somehow Kawa finding 2, nearly rips the 3-piece. Makes it a lot easier though. If you are Strahan, can at least get the clear here onto the tick. And he does find that kill. Yikes, that was almost a little awkward. Strahan will continue finding kills. Orbsy going to help him out as well. No respawns remaining for Keiser. This could be the round. This could be the series. You've got to have a good strat here. Gets 1, so they've at least forced Southern Miss into no respawns, but Strahan going to take down Zodi. Now you have a round of SND, which some they are very good at. Strahan now on another 5 spree. All down to Sadly, and he is going to be crying some tears of defeat. Sadly goes down. Keiser goes down. 3-0 in the control, 3-0 Southern Miss.
What can I say? Our Southern Miss squad played that beautifully. Keiser did almost have a comeback there, but thankfully we managed to lock up a little bit. As you can see in the kill feed, Osiris getting absolutely shredded, sitting top art. And then right there was the point. Right there was the move that made LeBron cry.
And there you have it, the final scoreboard, although it is quite broken, unfortunately. Southern Miss will at least confirm a series victory, their first of the second splits. Now, it was quite a series there. I mean, coming off that UCF game, I keep saying UCF, USF. South Florida, Central Florida, 2 different schools. One is black and gold, the other is green and white. Not even the same.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, good work from the squad to bounce back there. Had some concerns coming in, especially seeing how they played last week against Kennesaw and FIU, and especially seeing that USF series. It looked quite down bad, but the bad has been at least tampered with a little bit. It's more of a más o menos, if you will. So Southern Miss at least getting back into the victory column. And they've got 1 more week, I believe, of CCL in the second split. Then we'll have a break because we will not be in the conference championship. That's already been confirmed at this point in time. So they will have a break for that. And then the week after that, I believe, will be the regional playoffs. It'll be a 3-day split. I don't know how many matches they're going to play in a single day, but probably only like 1 or 2 in a single day. And they will obviously have to make it championship Sunday if they want to see themselves in the CCL playoffs, because you got to make top 8 in your region to qualify for playoffs overall. But for now, we've got a little bit of time to wait before that. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you all for watching. Go follow us at Southern Miss Esports on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Go follow us on those platforms. And for now, as we will have no stream tomorrow until Thursday is when we'll stream again. We will catch you guys then.
Yep. And as always, Southern Miss
to the top. We'll see you guys Thursday for Matt.